Functional neurological disorder, or FND, is caused by changes in the brain you cannot see. It's often described as an invisible illness. FND can cause many neurological symptoms, including pain, seizure-like episodes, and even difficulty with movement. The condition affects how the brain communicates with the body, but it is very difficult to diagnose it because it doesn't appear in regular testing and imaging. A Winnipeg woman living with the disorder is working to raise awareness about FND with a new website. It's called Undoing Disorder. Joining us now is the founder of that website and PhD candidate, Jen Sebring. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Now tell us about your own journey with functional neurological disorder.
Yeah, I think my own journey really reflects, kind of the issues that we see systemically with folks in the community. So my experience was, a long haul to get a diagnosis. There was a lot of ruling things out, but not really any clarity on what was happening or what treatment looked like. So it was about 4 years before I got a diagnosis. And then even then, I had to kind of piece together my own treatment because treatment pathways don't, currently exist in Manitoba, and they're kind of scarce throughout Canada. So that's kind of these compounding barriers are what we're seeing, across Canada and worldwide with FND.
Okay, so what were some of the symptoms you were dealing with at that time?
Some of the ones you listed, particularly seizures and difficulties with like balance and movement, coordination, were I think the big ones for me.
Back in the day, this was known as hysterical or hysteria, right?
Yes, if you trace the diagnostic history back, it does kind of have its roots in that, diagnosis.
Okay, and it's so difficult to diagnose because it's kind of invisible. Is that right? Can you explain that?
Yeah, so most neurological conditions we think of affect the structures of the brain. So this is more about the processes of the brain and how it communicates. So it doesn't kind of show up on MRI testing in the same way. There are some like functional MRIs that can show it, but those aren't available in clinics. So a lot of the times it's ruling things out, but there is research showing, a proper diagnostic protocol, but that's not well known among providers. So there's usually a lot of kind of confusion and uncertainty for folks.
Okay, so then you decided you wanted to create this website. Tell us why you wanted to do that and who you're hoping to target.
Yeah, so this website stems from my research. I did interviews with 24 people living with FND across Canada, and then a portion of them completed artwork to kind of better understand and also communicate their experience. So I'm hoping that it can reach both the general public and also be a resource for healthcare providers and trainees to get kind of better insight into what that experience is and the kind of stigma people face. And hopefully, I just find art to be a very powerful tool for, understanding experience. So I'm hopeful that this can serve as a platform to kind of build that momentum.
Are you hoping that people who might be struggling with symptoms and they have no idea what they're dealing with can go to your website and maybe get more answers?
Yeah, I think it is a great resource for people to know that they're not alone. And I'm hoping to build kind of more resources to link to it so people can find more information, because that definitely is, a huge issue for people.
And people watching right now, what message would you give them?
I think to know that there's lots of folks out there in the same situation, and there's a lot of resourcefulness in the community in figuring out how to live well with this condition.
All right, well, thank you for sharing this. Now we have a link to the website Undoing Disorder on our website. Thanks, Jen, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having me.